Would you rather become a millionaire in 10 years or in 30 years? It sounds like a silly question. Of course you would choose to become wealthy sooner rather than later. After all, being wealthy when you're young and energetic is much more fun than when you're old. But here's the weird part. Our actions and behaviors suggest the opposite. We act as though we would rather wait 30 years to become rich. But why is that? The answer is simple. Because we've been brainwashed to believe a bunch of nonsense about becoming wealthy. So let's clean up our money mindset in this video, a summary of the Millionaire Fastlane by DeMarco. I will cover the main ideas from the book and save you a ton of time. There are 3 attitudes that describe the different mindsets about wealth: Sidewalker, the Slowlaner, and the Fastlaner. Each of these represents a distinct approach to building wealth. First, the Sidewalker, casually walking around without any plan or goal. These guys rely on their 9-to-5 paycheck as their one and only source of income. They piss their money away as soon as it hits their bank account and act like tomorrow will never come. At the same time, Sidewalkers also think time is as never-ending as a Netflix series. Riverdale, I'm talking about you. They convince themselves that there's always next week or next year to start getting their shit together. Planning for the future? Nah, they're too busy buying the latest drip and flaunting the money they don't actually have to their family and friends. The only problem is that this approach rarely leads to wealth. Instead, their path zigzags aimlessly, eventually landing them straight into a life of extreme poverty, or the dreadful world of living paycheck to paycheck forever. Slowlaners are much more responsible, but they're the masters of the turtle approach to wealth. These guys have a clear destination, but they're taking their own sweet time to get there. They believe in the age-old wisdom that slow and steady wins the race, or in this case, the bank balance, so they're really not worried about rushing anything. Their primary source of income often stems from a well-paying job at a Fortune 500 company. They're obsessed with the scarcity of money, treating it like a mythical creature that must be captured and tamed. Forget about living large and going on cool vacations. These guys are focused on stretching every dollar as far as they possibly can. Time to them is just something they can exchange for more money. So driving for Uber in the evenings to earn a few extra bucks is a great idea in their minds. Slowly but surely, they inch closer to their ultimate destination of a comfortable retirement. They never make serious money, but at least they can cover their bills and have a basic vanilla lifestyle. That's still better than the majority of Americans living paycheck to paycheck, right? Yes, of course. But then, we have the Chads of the financial world. We call them the Fastlaners. These guys are the Usain Bolt of the financial world. Their philosophy is simple. Ain't nobody got time for that. They aren't interested in a simple retirement that they can afford in 40 years. They want big money and they want it yesterday. They've got their eyes on the prize and their foot on the gas pedal, and they're ready to blast off the line. Fastlaners don't rely solely on their salary for income. They dive headfirst into business investments where profits flow like a waterfall. They know that large sums of money aren't only for tech geniuses and for the children of billionaires. It's for anyone with the ability to provide significant value to other people. These hustlers live by the mantra that money is abundant, and it's up for grabs by anyone who's willing to put in the work. They may live below their means, but they always seek opportunities to expand those means. Instead of saying, "I can't afford that," they ask themselves, "How can I afford that?" And that mindset is the biggest difference between Slow Lane Larry and Fast Lane Chad. But how do they reach their destination of wealth at lightning speed? By creating lifelong passive income streams. They understand that time is their most precious resource, so they build systems that work for them, generating income while they sip pina coladas on a tropical beach or travel the world. They do what they want because they'll make money no matter how they spend their time. If you're anything like me, once you know about the fast lane, the slow lane isn't even an option anymore. Fast laners get to skip like 20 years of education, climbing the corporate ladder, and waiting out the stock market for 40 years until you're old and gray. Speaking of the corporate ladder, you know who makes the most money from the corporate ladder? Not the CEO at the top, but the one who owns the entire ladder. To ditch the slow lane, you need to build your own business. But not all businesses are created equal, so to find one that will make millions quick, you need the 5 fast lane commandments. The goal should be to follow as many of these commandments as possible. If a business idea only hits 1 or 2, skip it and look for a better opportunity. Let's break it down. First, the commandment of need. You were probably taught to do what you love, but that's a flawed strategy. Other than your mom, no one cares about what you love. Harsh, but true. People just want their problems to be solved. Wealth buys you time to do what you love outside of work, so focus on offering value. Think about the shoe company Rothy's, for instance. They are designed specifically for comfort and washability, aka they don't get stinky. They're not limited edition Yeezys that get lines around the block. They solve a universal problem. The second commandment is the commandment of entry. If the road you choose is crowded with other people, you'll be stuck in a traffic jam, along with everyone else trying to get rich quick. The lower the barrier to entry, the higher the competition. Businesses with a high barrier to entry are much harder to replicate. Get specific, fill a niche need, and do it impeccably. For example, the training equipment company Tonal focuses on making exercise systems that take up no more space than a mirror on your wall. They're drastically different from everyone who makes dumbbells and treadmills, so they have much less competition. So look for a problem that you're passionate about. Put in the time and effort required to make a better solution than everyone else, and that will be your ticket to millions. If you already have experience and passion about the problem, it will be much easier to keep going when it gets tough, and you'll be ahead of 99% of the competition. Next up is the commandment of control. In a nutshell, if you aren't in control, someone else is. And that other person is either costing your business money or bagging profits that you're missing out on. If you start a business that will have you paying rent to a landlord until the end of time, you're losing control. But if you start a business in a space you already own or can afford to buy, you're 100% in control of your business's physical real estate. But outside of physical real estate, think about digital real estate. Instead of using a platform like TikTok or YouTube to host your entire media business, why not create your own? Of course, this won't be cheap, but once you have the means to hire a team, you should build a platform you control. This way, when TikTok finally gets banned in the US, instead of going bankrupt, you might see a boost in your website's viewership since all the TikTok users need somewhere else to go, and you'll be laughing all the way to the bank. The fourth commandment is the commandment of scale. Scale is truly a beautiful thing. Not only does it help you make limitless money, you can improve millions of lives using just your computer and an internet connection. How many jobs allow you to do that? The larger your business can scale, the more money you can earn. If there is a limit to how much you can scale, you will grow quickly for a very short period of time before you plateau. The best businesses can be grown until they're so successful, someone offers to buy them. For example, if you own a hair salon, you're tied to one place and you can only get so many customers per day before it's too crowded. So what do you do instead? You teach existing owners how to run their hair salon through an online course that you host on your own website. Now the entire global population of hair salon owners are potential customers. Better yet, instead of selling them your course only once, you sell it over and over again. In other words, offer a monthly subscription service. By signing up, they will get regularly updated information and access to a community of hair salon owners in their area. It's much more profitable to teach a skill online than to actually do that skill yourself. And you get to help millions of people doing it. If you taught a course on how to make an extra $1,000 per month passively, and you sold a course teaching that for $500, the customer makes their money back in just 15 days. Over the course of their life, they will make several $100,000 more than they would have if they didn't buy your course. It's truly a win-win. Finally, the commandment of time. To be a fast lane business, it needs to have the potential for automation. At some point in the future, you need to be able to walk away from your business and know it will continue running without you. If your business can only survive with your constant attention, it means you created a job for yourself and disguised it as a business. A book you write will exist regardless of your existence. On the other hand, if you consult for a living, your income stops when you stop filling up your calendar with phone calls. A fast lane business allows you to divorce wealth from time by creating business systems that survive on their own. It's like designing and building an assembly line once, then simply hiring other people to run it for you. That's how Henry Ford was able to revolutionize large-scale production forever, and make stupid money doing it. These types of businesses keep growing without forcing you to keep grinding every day. Some money trees are rentals, like renting real estate, ownership rights, licenses, etc. Anything that you can purchase once and then make money from again and again. Software. If you sell software online, you can reach a global audience 24/7. Again, you create the software once, then make a profit as it sells millions of times. For example, I pay a monthly subscription for Vidic, and it allows me to grow this channel faster and more efficiently. The company has a repeating customer, and I get great and always improving software to use. Content. Things like writing books, running a YouTube channel, hosting a podcast, and so on. You can create a lot of content in a short amount of time, then automate the rest by hiring almost everything out to a large team. Distribution systems. You get the things people want to the people who want them. This includes things like franchising, network marketing, and more. Taking the fast lane will not make you a millionaire in a few months. But people often forget that fast is a relative term. Compared to slowlaners, who spend 40+ years on the path to wealth, fastlaners can reach their destination in closer to 10 years. So yeah, calling it fast is not clickbaity or even an exaggeration. It may feel slow from where you're standing at the starting line, but compared to the alternative, it's like Usain Bolt on roids. And any path that can shorten your timeline and maximize your odds of success is worth exploring. To summarize, the Millionaire Fastlane is one of 3 money mindsets on the road to wealth. Sidewalkers will never reach their destination, and slowlaners will spend most of their life walking toward mediocrity. Fastlaners cut years off their journey by building businesses instead of working for a paycheck. To create a true fast lane business, you must follow the commandments of control, entry, need, time, and scale. If you want to start a business but don't know what to sell, you can learn from Daddy Hermosi. He wrote the book on creating offers so good, people feel stupid saying no, and I've summarized it in less than 9 minutes. I'll see you there.